Hello everybody, Ministrom here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI Online. In the last episode, we finished up with Tenzin's Path. We went to Soja again and had a chat with Fenrir, who revealed some information about the past to us. And then we wrapped up with Cid, and then we started working on Louvrence's Path, where we headed out to Tavanazia, asking about the painting. That led us to Pariva Shai, the chieftainess in Windurst, and learning about the Mithrin Sin Hunters. And in the ensuing, after the conversation, Haru showed up and revealed some information to Louvrence that pointed to an island south of Mara. And so that is where we are at here in Gonorgo Isle. I don't think I've ever attempted to actually say that. Alright. So, had to ride the boat here. Took a long time, about a half an hour to wait for the boat to get here and then ride the boat. So, finally here, and we need to head to the southern end of the island. So let's go ahead and ride over. And unfortunately, there's no home points, there's no survival guides or anything here. So there are some ways to teleport here, none of which I have access to at the moment. So anytime we have to come back here, and there are going to be at least one other time we're going to have to come back here, I'm going to have to do the same thing. This is ride the boat. All right. This is what we're looking for right here. Question mark, question mark, question mark, war machine. The machine has noticed something behind you. So, Tuna, you came even after I specifically requested that you entrust this matter to me. I suppose it is your prerogative as an adventurer to poke your nose into other people's business. However, you really are too forgiving. Those who find enjoyment in the humiliation of others need to feel the sting of regret for their actions. Look what you've done to my war machine, after all I went through to get my hands on one. You're so mean. You're so terrible. You're so ugly. You waste your time speaking through these mandragoras? Are you listening, Vuki Chibuki? I'm Louvrence's Mistal, representative of the Sandorian Cathedral. Show yourself immediately. Well, I never really believed you met your end in Sandoria. I could never forget the cuts of that blade. You won't fool me. Throw down your sword. One false move, and that bird'll be in a direct flight to the Chateau d'Orgueil. It carries a note for the Royal Knights, one that informs them of your survival. Still prepared for the worst, as always. Your cowardice has worsened with age. Perhaps you didn't hear me clearly. I am Louveron's Mistal. Even with the assassination of Franck Mage, the family of Mistal still retains honor among the knightly orders. With that family name at my disposal, your trivial note will amount to nothing. I tire of your games, Vuki Chibuki. Why would the scion of such a noble marquis family act in this way? Did you argue that honor alone will not fill a hungry belly? That is the kind of reasoning I would expect from a Tartar with no understanding of the term honor. It is the complete opposite. I have chosen to use my influence to see that justice is done. See justice done? Your notion of justice should have been erased years ago, along with the destruction of Tavnazia. It is true that even now, 20 years out of the war, the ruins of the Marquisate still crawl with the remnants of the Beastman army. However, the wards erected around the Sacrarium by Cardinal Mildarian sheltered the underground delivery tunnels from invasion. I've discovered the safe hold built within those tunnels harbors the refugees of Tavnazia. Refugees? Are you certain? If you have not chosen to waste your time here lamenting the past, the revelation would have reached you as well. The refugees of Tavnazia have already presented their plight to Juno and asked for a member of the government to visit Tavnazia. Juno? A government official immediately entered the safe hold under the pretense of aid. Without the knowledge of the Tavnazian survivors, he proceeded to rifle through the contents of the Sacrarium. Huh. Yeah, but this is great news. At least the inhabitants of the Marquisate weren't completely obliterated. Those trinkets of the past have no use for anyone. Juno can take anything they want if the refugees are to be saved. But can it truly be said that the people of Tavnazia will be rescued? You lost a wife and children in that war. Everyone who survived that travesty lost something or someone dear to them. Their spirits have suffered a terrible blow. They have spent years cowering from the shadow of horrors that lurk beyond the walls of the safehold. And those responsible for the current state of the Marquisate have all but forgotten its existence, living in blissful ignorance. These very same villains are soon to be the recipients of tears of gratitude from the very people they condemned to misery. You mean to simply stand by and watch this injustice unfold, even though the truth weeps silently in your heart? What else would you have me do? Surely you don't intend to tell them what really happened. Yes, that is exactly what I propose. I will shed light upon the dark purpose of the Allied army, hidden behind the confusion of the Great War. I will also call for assistance in the restoration of the nation of Tavnazia. What? You can't possibly do this alone. It is the realization of that very fact that prompted my return. I already controlled the successor to the Tavnazian Marquisate. Preparations to receive funds and troops from a certain wealthy family are also well underway. This wealthy family is willing to pour its resources into recovering the knowledge and relics that have been collected over the years by the Tavnazian Cathedral. However, these relics have all been taken by Cardinal Mildarian, and her present whereabouts are unknown. That is why I have come to request information from you. I wish to visit the source of this bounty. I need to know the way to the city of Altair. Along with several others, you were on a secret mission from the cathedral to find the path to the celestial capital, were you not? That may be so, but we never but we were never able to discover a way to Alteo. Then why, my little friend, did the Vana'diel Cathedral call upon me to silence you? You must have discovered something. Now choose. Will you keep your silence or keep your life? Wait, I'll tell you. We discovered the way to Alteo opens once every 100 years. That's all we found, I swear. Once in 100 years? That's everything I know. Time for me to leave. My, he does move fast for such a diminutive chap. Never mind, I have the information I came for. The stone statue I saw in the MMO mirror is the statue of Prometheia, the one kept in the reliquarium of the Vana'diel Cathedral. Could this statue also be a relic from Alteo? Which would mean that the professor from Windurst... Alright. I think that's all we needed to do here. Okay, so while we don't necessarily need to go back to Windurst, I probably am. Windurst walls 1.1. Go see Yorin Orin. Okay. I am running a tad low. One scorpion arrows. Let me pop a quiver. So that I'll have a stack of arrows ready to go. This is your orange banner, right? Yeah. Alright. What now? You want to know where the statue in Vana'diel came from? I thought I already told you. The statue was covered in traces of soil similar to that found on the bottom of the sea in Shumeo. But wait just a moment. Now that you mention it, there is also traces of Gustaberg soil mixed into the samples. I did not think anything of it at the time. Would there be two types of soil in this? Why would there be two types of soil on the statue? Alright, so we need to head to Oldton Movalpolos in Gustaberg. Now, we're gonna want, this is the fastest way to get where we're gonna need to go, a couple of snow lilies. I'm hoping there's a couple on sale. It's not likely, but there might be. Let's see, are there any here? There are 2 on sale for 30k each. You know what? I will take that. I'll spend 60k to avoid having to farm those. Alright. So, we need... to get there. So, let's see. Do I have the survival guide to Movalpolos? I don't think I do. It would be Gustaberg. Dengrif Wadi, Core Local Tunnels, Zaroon Mines. No. Okay, well. We're gonna have to do is head to Guzgan Mines. And there's an entrance to Oldton Movalpolos right here. Why, if it isn't the adventurer Tuna. I must commend you on your insight. Yeah, so it was nearly 100 years ago, too, that the Moblins wandered their way up from the bowels of Vana'diel. And then the Taro scientists who examined the statue of Vana'diel. What he said about the statue dug up from a labyrinth. Advise you, do not let down your guard when traveling through these caves. The Moblins' behavior is often erratic, be quite nastier than their cousins on the surface. Out of all the beastmen, they seem to realize that they are the children of the twilight, and it is this fact that drives them. Ah, yes. One of my own colleagues said he spoke with a creature known as Tarnotic. Deep in the eastern end of the areas the moblins called Movalpolos. Whether that beast will help you or not, I'm not convinced that this cave is truly the path to Alteu. Well, looky who it is. Can it be? All right, now. Will the moblins mess with me? Not those. Alright, so. First thing we need to do is let's get down there and get the survival guide because it's right there. And I think we need to head down there anyway. Because we need to go to Tarnotic, who's at K10. K10 is down there. So yeah, we're headed in this direction anyway. These are all still in just the levels 30 range. There's our survival guide. All right. So now we need to head K10. Yep, over there. Which, I don't think anything is going to bug me here. Things won't start bugging me, I don't think, until we get to New to Movalpolos, but since I got those snow lilies, we can basically bypass that whole route. Alright, what path do I want to take here? Oh, I missed my turn. Did I miss my turn? Well, I missed a turn. We'll go this way. Yep, don't mind me, guys. Just passing through. There's a big pile of moblins right there. Okay, no, not quite there yet. There's Tarnautic. I'm Tarnautic. You lady want to go deep into Movalpolos? You crazy. Crazier than Tarnautic. But I like crazies. I take you, but first you give me goodie. I want crazy goodie. I want flower that grows in snow. That's crazy. You give me crazy flower, I take you to shaft 2716. Well, that's as far as Tarnautic go. Shaft 2716 is bad place. Even crazy Tarnautic not go in there. Alright. We trade you a snow lily. Snow lily. Tarnautic happy. Tarnautic like crazy adventure. Moblins no break promises. Tarnautic take you to shaft 2716 now. All right, so here we are. All right, we will enter the battlefield, a century of hardship. It's Celtus. Prometheus reborn. Prometheus reborn. He's stronger than stupid Hume. He's more powerful than ugly goddess. We'll take him. Moblins don't break promises. We'll take him to Sparkly Place. Yes, Sparkly Pick. Further north, underwater. Okay. Something filled like with rocks. Once we digs. Moblins don't break promises. We take Prometheus to Sparkly Places. I never imagined we would meet Celtus in this place. However, what could these creatures be jabbering about? Sure. Who are you people? Do you know who that boy is? Galka? I am Jabos. I've lived with the Moblins for a long time. A long time in peace. But lately, the Moblins act strangely. They praise the Twilight God, They attack the children of Altana. But I'll stop them, I promise. Moblins don't break promises. Now go. Leave the rest to me. But... out of the way. Mookie's coming through. Out of the way. Kookie's coming through too. Oh, these three jokers. Wait right there. Why, you are those pesky children from Tavnazia. Whoa. It's the funny-looking boy. Whoa, I told you we shouldn't have taken that shortcut. Whoa, who cares? Let's catch him. Tuna, this is the perfect opportunity to take Celtus into custody. We cannot pass it up. Alright. Now we have to face several moblins and a bugbear. There we are. Alright. Let's go. Oh, hold on. Before we do that. Alright, let's hit it with Barrage. You know what? I might as well just use Eagle Eye Shot. Alright, I think the bugbear is down. We'll go with you next. Get my trusts re-engaged. All right, and that ought to do it. Is that all you got? I could beat you all with one hand. It's time for the tickle torture. Stop right there. Hey. Hey, let us out of here. Let us out. What's this? Ooh, 3 Taro look tasty. We're delegates from Juno. You touch us, you're toast. We're delegates from Juno. If you don't let us delegate, you'll be toast. Shut up. Noisy Taro give Moblin's headache. Be quiet or I cut your throats. Delegates? You don't happen to have been sent here by Nagmalata, would you? Wait, everyone. Calm down. Listen to me. Jabbo, what do you want? That boy, he's not Promathia. He looks nothing like Promathia. Huh? Doesn't look like Promathia. You know what he looks like? Yes. I've seen Promathia. His statue. Statues? Oh, that's statues. That's ones that's got stolen. Yeah, I saw it too. He looked nothing like that boy. But boy used the dark power just like legend says. Yes, but there is no crystal on his chest. He can't be the real Promathia. And you weren't created by Promathia anyway. Jabbo, don't start with that again. Jabs? Jab believed words of the Dawn Goddess. Jabuz is fooled by bad people. Bad people must pay. Leave them for Tasai's dinner? Yikes. If you do that, we won't be able to trade you Prometheus statue. No Prometheus statue. Statue? Taru, you have a statue of Twilight God? Taru, you dug up Prometheus statue? Yeah, we know all about that white statue. Yeah, you want that statue? You trade us the boy. Yeah, trade us the boy. Moblins want the statue. It's written in Moblin legend. But we can't give them the reincarnation of Prometheus. The Prometheus is strong. Oh man, it's like it's got no vowels in there. We give them to the Taro, maybe he can come back on his own. Prometheus angry. Prometheus getting away. Wait. My reward's running away. Open. My reward's getting away. Wait. I'll let you out. Boo, travelers. This place is dangerous. You should leave right away. The Moblins are upset. Who knows what they might do? There is an exit over there. Don't look back. Run. And don't tell anyone what you heard or saw here. Don't. I do not think that will be possible. Mr. Jabos, of what the Moblin said, there is still much that troubles me. What were they talking of with the boy? You must tell us. It may aid us in finding Celsius and bringing him into custody. So, you know of the boy? I too wish to know more. You must go to Bastok. That's it. Master Sid may know more of what's going on. I shall lead the way to the metalworks. There you can inform us of what you know. Tuna, I will meet you again in Sid's laboratory. All right. So that was a rather challenging read. Something about a shiny place. No, I believe there should be. Yeah, there is a home point. I should have backed out before I went to the mine shaft and got the home point. As it is... Oof. Well, the thing is, we can warp there. I'll get it the next time I'm here. Now, the thing is, next thing we need to do is we need to get a gold key while we're here. So, I'm gonna need to start fighting moblins. Let's get Lion, and let's get Nanamiko. Because they have Treasure Hunter. We need to find draftsmen, lengthsmen, foremen, firemen, workmen, yardsmen, packmen, tankmen. I missed. Oh, that one didn't drop it. Foreman. Yep, Foreman. I'm hoping maybe just 2 or 3 kills will do it. And there's our gold key. Perfect. All right. Fastest way back to the metalworks. Now, this is not going to actually complete the mission. All right, Sid. What? You say you're looking for Luberons? I'm sorry, I haven't seen him around since he left. Cornelia? Uncle Sid, a pack of angry goblins attacked this steaming sheep restaurant. Master Ugby drove them away, but not before they injured some of the guests. Goblins at Bastock? Is Hilda alright? Tuna. Come with us right away. Jabos has been taken back to Movalpolos. Jabos? Jabos? Who's that? A Galka who has been living with the Moblins in Movalpolos. For the past century, he has watched over the creatures, trying to convince them to live in peace with those in the world above their dark caves. Forget about that man. He has forgotten his roots, thrown away his identity. He is no longer a Galka. Moblins attacked him? It's probably his own fault. It may be, but we cannot look the other way. Without the assistance of Jabos, we may never catch Celtus. Come, Tuna, we must hurry back to the underground city. Alrighty then. Now, we do need to head back to Tarnautic. Because I was silly and didn't get the home point. Alright. We need to head to Bastock Mines. Alright, well let me just get myself back to Tarnautic. This is going to be the same run we just did, so I don't think I need to show it again. So I will be back once I am there. Alright, we're back at Tarnautic. Just trade him that other flower. I don't know what the siren's for. All right. Here we go. We now have access to that home point. Actually, if we talk to Tarnautic, he tells us that we need that gold key, but we already have it. So what we're going to do is we trade the gold key. There, and we should get a cutscene. There he is. You. Why have you returned? I have nothing more to say to you. Don't worry, I will convince the Moblins. I just need more time. More time. Come to your senses, man. You've been trying to convince these creatures for the past 100 years. They have not listened to you before. They are not about to listen to you anytime soon. The Beastmen were born from a seed different than you and I. They will never understand our logic, and we will never understand theirs. Yes, there are a few individuals on both sides that learn to feel for the other. However, when the species unite as one, their nature takes control. The will of the group overrides the will of the individual. This is their destiny, a destiny that cannot be altered. The boy we were after, Celtus, the Moblins will never betray him because that is the will of their species. And the will of their species is that the Twilight God, Promathia, the same is that of the Twilight God, Promathia, the same will that Celtus inherited over 10,000 years ago. No, you are wrong. The Moblins are merely blind. Blind to the truth. They were tricked. Tricked? Tricked into what? Listen to me. Long, long ago, the Moblins were searching for an iron giant bathed in light. Their legend, it says the iron giant, he will give them power. So the Moblins began digging. But what they found, it wasn't the iron giant. It was a stone statue. But they believed it was what they had been searching for. Though no matter how much they prayed, no matter how many offerings they gave, the statue gave them nothing in return. To learn the reason why, they left the caves and began to attack people. They would kidnap and pillage, all to find an answer. I knew I must try to stop them, so I set out on a journey to learn of the statue. The statue? It was not long before I learned it was not the Iron Giant, but Promathia. I told this to the Moblins, hoping they would understand and change their ways. But I was wrong. I had opened Pandora's box. The Moblins started to believe they were the children of Promathia, and that it was their destiny to hate and destroy the children of Altana. And that is why you remain here with the Moblins? To convince them of their misunderstanding? To repent for your sins? Javos, you need not burden yourself with such futile efforts to shake unwavering destinies. The Moblins would eventually realize they were born of the Twilight God. No, no. The Tavnazian priest told me. Our legend was wrong. The Moblins were not born of the twilight. Huh? Preposterous. Are you to have me believe that an official from the Tavnazian Cathedral denied the teachings of Altana? I've never heard such an outrageous thing. Are you in your right mind, man? I know only what I heard. The priest, she helped me. She said the Twilight God died long before the Beastmen were born. But he will return and bring an end to the world. He also told me to continue searching for the true Iron Giant. And when I found him, the slumbering gods would show me the truth. Then she rid this place of the statue. With their statue gone, the Moblins returned to their caves and began digging once more in search of the Iron Giant in peace, until they found the crystal that breathes life into Vana'diel. Jabbo, why didn't you tell us? Chirachuki? Jabos, we heard everything. Jibbs didn't tell the Moblins the truth. Jibbs betrayed Moblins. Movamuk. Trickotrak. Jabos, we're very mads. Very mads. Jabbo, we've never been this mad before. Jabbo never lied to us before. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Yes, I lied to you. I was told you were children of Promathia, but I couldn't believe. That's why I kept searching. Searching for someone who would tell me the truth. Searching for the real God. Jabos, you can't fool us again. You can't trick us again. Jabos. Moblins have nothing to say to Jabos. Wait. Jabos is goodbye gone? Goodbye gone? Something along those lines. Wait. Davos, what did they say? Where are you going? I must go. They told me goodbye. And come with us. Davos, your strength and will to save the Moblins. Why not use that ability to save us as well? Save us? Just as the Moblins are bound to the chains of Promathia, the children of Altana too are in danger of meeting the same fate. If the chains are merely part of the Twilight God's curse, then possibly what you said is true. The Moblins are not the children of Promathia, but simply diseased by his evil will. The chains of Promathia? Come, Javos, let us meet with Sid and derive a plan to rid our world of the Twilight's darkness once and for all. Alright, I will help you to save them. Not us, them, my friends, the Moblins. Alright. There we go. And then back to Sid again. Metalworks, home point 1. All right. I have 7 shots left on this stack. Arrows. All right, Sid. I think we're all done, finally. Let me get this straight. The Key of the Apocalypse is actually the reincarnation of the Twilight God? And we're going to have to fight him? This is not turning out like I wanted it to. Does anyone know where the boy Celtus could have gone off to? Can't we ask the Moblins? Maybe they know? The boy is gone. Well, my friends, they believe he will return, so they continue to dig. They will show him the way to the crystal. I see, but considering their previous actions, I think it would be a wise idea to keep a watch on them. Who knows what they might try next? We can't just let them lead the Keeper straight to the 5th Mother Crystal. The Moblins, my friends wouldn't... As I said, we have neither the time nor the resources to engage the Moblins. Currently, we must face the problem before us, Bahamut and his plan to destroy mankind. The Moblins are digging this tunnel for the boy, then chances are that he'll return when they are finished. And when he does return, that is our perfect opportunity to catch him. That's true, but think of the implications. A path to the 5th crystal will be opened. Alright, first we wait for everyone else to get back. There are still quite a few things Priest needs to clear up. I myself am going to need a little more time to finish my work. Your work? What are you up to, old man? Would you like to know? I'm making my wings. According to some inside information I just happened to stumble across, Bahamut is hiding out beyond the Sea of Clouds, higher than any man's ever flown. If I try to take my baby CID up there in her current state, she'll be torn to pieces in the turbulence. No, there's a few more things I gotta teach her before we have our date in the heavens. Excellent. When do you think she'll be ready? Hold your horses there, Movalpolos. I'm working as fast as I can. I have some of the best craftsmen of Vana'diel on the project. And until we're done, we need you to back in Movalpolos, keeping an eye on those Moblins. You think you can handle it? You not worry, Master Sid. Jabos has provided me with much information on the subterranean companions. On his subterranean companions. And a few of my friends will also be lending their hands. I know everything about Movalpolos. I know everything about Moblins. Alright then, it looks like I've found the right men for the job. By the way, have you heard anything regarding Lady Preesh? While searching for information on Alteo, I learned a group of Mithra known as Sin Hunters. I'm not sure the details, but I believe they originally traveled from their Mithran homeland to catch Cardinal Mildarian and punish her for her past crimes. However, now that the three believe that the Cardinal is dead, they search for Preesh to have her atone for the sins of Mildarian. Olmir just came by a few days ago with a few of those trackers. They said they had found Preesh, but that she had got away before they could finish their business. He also said when she escaped, she took a large chunk of magitite known as the Star of Tavnazia with her. Wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? The Star of Tavnazia? It was said to have been lost 20 years ago during the Great War. You say that Lady Preesh possesses it? Where could she have run off to? And that's exactly why we're stuck with like a chocobo in the mud. Almia hasn't slept for days, the poor child. Uncle Sid, Lieutenant Shoto just sent a message. Preach has been spotted in Juneau. What? They told her that there was a warrant out for her capture, but she didn't seem to listen. What's wrong? What's wrong? Why would she go and risk being captured? Juneau. Perhaps she's gone to meet with... Oh man, is there something we should know? This is it. I must leave for Juneau immediately. Oh man? This doesn't look good. Rybot, find Tenzin and tell him what has happened. Then hurry to Juneau. Tell him not to worry about Movalpolos. I have a party of musketeers, no, gold musketeers, sent there right away. Tuna, you had better go to Juneau as well. If you can't find Preach, then we'll all meet in front of the Grand Duke Palace and plan our next move. If she's already been captured, then I can guarantee you she'll be somewhere in that building. Alright, and so we are finally finished. The 3 paths. And now we need to head to Juneau and see if we can find Preach. Alright, well, we will work on that next episode. For now, we'll stop here. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.